Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich. So, if you paid close attention at the end of last video, you might notice that it is a different date today. I'm sorry about that because I accidentally just hit spacebar right now when I was trying to alt-tab to get to OBS to start recording. So, I accidentally fast-forwarded like 3 hours or so. It shouldn't make a major difference at all. You probably didn't miss anything. So I've got this music mod running in the background, which has a ton of excellent music right now, and I love it, and that's not going to change. However, I have been noticing I've been getting copyright claims on these videos, which means that, you know, the US Navy Orchestra is now going to get all the income from the videos, but joke's on you, Navy US Orchestra, I'm not making any money. So that's probably just going to stay the way it is for now. I'm still, like, I'm blown away by this early war, and I've been like eagerly waiting to get back to this. Let's see, so for some reason the arrows aren't showing as like an activated attack plan, but oh yeah, okay, there we go. Let's activate, let's unpause, let's resume the carnage. Is there anything else happening in the world that's, like, interesting? Nah. I mean, you know, this is happening. It looks like Sternberg is losing, but he could still win. He is kind of strange like that. He doesn't abide by the rules of the world, really. Still got Papa Hoover. 8 divisions. Powerful, scary United States of America. Dude, they're... So, yeah, America is very, very different here with the ideological makeup. Oh! I mean... The... Second... Weltkrieg is essentially decided. Well, we still... I mean, this happened in the First World War as well, obviously. Sorry, the real World War as well. World War II, I mean. In that Germany kind of rolled over France in a couple of years. I mean, you had the phony war and then... or a year or whatever. You had the phony war and then you had the actual, like... the actual invasion. That being said, and then, you know, Britain held out for a long time until help could arrive. But kept up the fight, kept up the air fight and all that. Sort of won the air war. But we're not going to let that happen this time. Let's get all these people back to their... Let's see, let's hold all air wings actually. Because we really don't need any of this to be going on right now. And then we'll send... Let's see, we'll send air wings out into the English Channel. Because that is where the air war is happening right now. What? Excuse me? I'm guessing that's like a naval invasion or something. But... it also doesn't look like it. Because aren't they supposed to have transports below them? It's a BF-109 model, which is not the plane we're rolling with right now. And that is a... is that a French plane? Huh. Yeah, it's probably French. Nicaragua wants to increase ties. Has recently come to us with a deal. In a desperate attempt to dissuade American influence, they want to open a new trade. Yep, I mean, we don't want American influence in Nicaragua. So where are you? There you are. They're social liberal. Not the worst party for, or worst like ideology for us to side with. It's much worse if it's like left-leaning. Obviously, you can side with people of any ideology in this game. Okay, so we've got a Vietnam War here going on. That's interesting. So we've got, I'm guessing, syndicalists. Yeah, syndicalist revolutionaries. That sounds like a... Oh. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is actually just like the Vietnam War, but with like with that happening in the south, I suppose, and obviously East Asian. Like the revolutionaries are breaking out mostly in the south, and the East Asian, or sorry, German East Asia here, are the stand-in for the French, I suppose, during the first like Vietnamese sort of revolutionary period against colonialism. All right, let's mop up the rest of the French here. Try to take as much territory as we can to avoid the French and Entente from taking too much, because they're, I mean, currently we are fighting. Yeah, Indochina declares independence. After the Weltkrieg, Germany seized the former French Indochina, but stability didn't restore until German intervention in 1926 crushed the revolutionaries in South China. Now Indo-Chinese nationalists and leftists, under a coalition government called the Viet Minh, yep, rise up against the colonial regime. I think that's Nguyen An Ninh, the head of the Viet Minh, declared the independence of the Indo-Chinese Union in Saigon. Just some pompous peasants. I don't know about that, dude. Yeah, they've got the Viet Cong, it said there at the end. I probably should have read that, but I just read Viet Cong just as, oh my god, that's a... Let's, Helmuth? What the fuck? I mean, we're gonna join the war because... Wait, they will not accept. Has colonial government. So they're gonna... They won't accept us joining their war. Interesting, so you can't, like, directly join the war unless they call you, I suppose, in these kinds of colonial conflicts. I guess that kind of balances it, so that the these underdogs actually like have a chance of breaking out, because otherwise it's going to be virtually impossible. Yeah, we need this now. Seaplanes or naval planes. That Soviet war actually worries me. It's way more static than I expected. Oh, okay, so now, yeah, we now have to deal with this stuff. After the Franco-German War of 1870-1871, that is the Franco-Prussian War. I believe, not the Franco-German War, but okay. Because the German, well, it was the North German Federation, spearheaded by Prussia, but the German Empire wasn't declared until Paris fell. It was actually declared in Versailles, in the Hall of Mirrors, where then King Wilhelm II of Prussia was crowned emperor of all Germans. So, where we captured the last French Emperor Napoleon III and the cream of their army, originally a holiday to honor the Prussian military, the Sonnentag transformed into a celebration of the Reich's foundation, and after the Weltkrieg, the humbling of its foes. In every town and village from Aachen to Memel, every street is decorated in black, white and red. Every bell proudly proclaims this day of celebration. Alright, so we're getting political power. It's just like a a yearly event, like a yearly holiday. Mostly flavor. But that's kind of like where this mod excels. The flavor in Kaiserreich is actually incredible. Okay, let's assign all of the second army to Italy. So we'll have them fight in Italy, and then we'll set the first army after they're done mopping up all this stuff. We'll set the first army up on the northern and western shore here to protect against a possible naval invasion from the Brits. Oh, okay. So I'm playing with actually a... Well, I don't know if I have the mod installed, but I should be playing with player-led peace conferences, which should make it so that I get to choose completely, like I get to choose what everyone gets essentially. Though I might not be playing with it right now. We can't take all of it. So we're gonna go with, first of all, the claims that I think Germany would... I don't know if Germany would actually make any claims historically. Or like, in this situation, realistically. They would just want France to not be syndicalist. But we can take a lot of stuff here. Let's try to take everything that is, well, that is incredibly valuable. Let's try to take everything that's valuable and try to leave only like a little bit for the government in exile. Yeah, let's end turn there. Okay, so they haven't taken anything, yeah. Yeah, I've got the mod on. It's mostly because I like to sort of draw the borders, especially in Kaiserreich, where you have events after you've taken all the borders, because you can't puppet in this. You're meant to take all the borders and then sort of decide afterwards through events how you're going to divide up the territories. That being said, if we don't take all this, it's not going to change the situation for the French at all. We're going to end up with most of this anyways, and then they're going to declare war on us. And I think like it would be maybe appropriate to leave them Provence. Maybe Languedoc, but I don't know, dude. Like, leave them this stuff? That's a lot of resources, though. I really quite like, yeah, the resources in Provence. Maybe that, and then leave them this. It's gonna be very ugly, though, in terms of maps. Like border gore and stuff. Let's, fuck it, let's take it all. We took a lot of equipment. We need to pause now because we need to set up the army here against Italy. The French Entente is going to declare war on us, I think, at some point, if Pétain is, you know, angry enough. I think we might get an event to return some stuff to them, or maybe return them to power. I don't like expeditionary forces, because they use the templates of the country they're being sent from, but you have to provide them with manpower and equipment to reinforce them. So I don't think these British expeditionary forces here can actually do anything, but I'm going to assign the first army up there anyways, because they're going to move up there anyways. Heed Donitz's words is over. Let us do. mean, I want political power, and I do want base stability and stuff. But we should probably get rid of this economic issue here. So we can liquidate the unprofitable estates or bail out the younger estates. So what that's going to lead to is either the investitions. Okay, so that's a German word. Investitionsprogramm, program, I think, which is, yeah, just encouraging private investment, which gives us consumer goods factories and, oh, can't compare them directly, okay. Consumer goods factories and stability, production efficiency cap, growth, factory output, and resources to market. Factory output, there's lower, growth 10, cap 5, that seem to be the same. No, 10 and 15. So this one, stability, consumer goods factories minus 15%. So this one is more lowering the consumer goods factories, and the other one is more just generally ramping up factory output for each factory. I kind of feel like this one is better. Approach Poland. We, like, I assume Poland is gonna go with us anyways. Right? A Saxon king, yeah, let's wait with that stuff until we see what happens there. I guess then we'll do industry. Actually, no, we should get military expansion out of the way. It's only 21 days, so that lets us maybe set up some templates.
Ihre Befehle.
Okay, here we go. German women demand recognition. Yup. And here we have the French are defeated. Got an extra button over the box there. Paris has been captured and the French have been defeated. We have ripped out the heart of the revolution, and now we must decide what to do with what to do with occupied France. We will let's see, set up a French puppet government, petition the French mainland. I quite like this one because I like the idea of it all sort of being fractured into smaller duchies. Liberate Britannia and France. I mean, that could be... National France can have their land if they join us. I kind of actually like this one. Because the... I like the idea of like French reconciliation, obviously with kind of a different French man than perhaps the rightful ruler. But I kind of like the idea of yeah, French reconciliation here. Like, because we fought a war with these guys. He's a veteran of the war against us. But now we've ousted the people who ousted them, and now we're inviting them back. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. French Republic gets an event. They get to decide if they're gonna take our offer, join our alliance, and become, you know, rulers of France again. French have refused our offer. Well, you know, I tried. I tried to be nice. What can you do? I'm just gonna get all of these planes producing, because they're gonna be necessary. We want to have the production lines up and running. They're not gonna obviously get up and running until we get all these factories fixed and get all this like occupation stuff sorted out. So I'm gonna set up a military police division, which is essentially a cavalry division without the tank. And the reason for this is that I believe, well, it's basically factual. It's proven and is part of the meta. The cavalry divisions they provide the best suppression for the amount of equipment and manpower you need to create them. They're also fast, so they can reposition all the way, like from one part of the occupied territory to another. So I'm going to set up military police divisions made out of cavalry corps usually, or cavalry battalions. Oh. Who did they declare war on? Okay, so we got the Saudis trying to sort of create the or like unify into one Saudi, I suppose, Saudi kingdom there. So we can create the Grand Duchy of Occitania and the Duchy of Brittany, the Duchy of Normandy, but there's no, like, yeah, I don't know. Let's, the thing is, I don't know which ones of these have, like, fully completed focus trees and rulers and stuff, so which ones are gonna be, you know, interesting. We're not gonna go with that one, because that is completely just, that doesn't seem... Total Conquest does not seem like it's in the character of the German Empire of this time. Like, if you look to the east, they did none of that stuff. They took what they, you know, obviously viewed to be rightfully theirs. Which I would consider this to be highly debatable, but... but they took, like, lands that have at some point in history been German, and the rest they just gave to... Like, they didn't even take Bohemia. Well, I mean, that might have not have been their choice. But they didn't take all this stuff. All that was set up as like a buffer state, or buffer states against Russia. Let's actually just set up a French puppet government and a puppet government in Bretagne. Pax Europa. Alright, let's see. So, choosing the new French head of state, we have a choice between the French choosing, so they can choose their president, or we can install a king. Currently it's Napoleon Cran-Robert. I don't know who that is. We're gonna choose George of Hanover is gonna be Francois III. There you go, Francois III, King of France. And who do we have here? Louis of Hesse, Duchy or Duke of Brittany. All right, let's reposition the Ostseeflotte here. get that sort of historical Atlantic Wolfpack Raider thing going on. With the submarines based off of Brittany going out into the Atlantic to sort of raid British shipping. Kind of what happened after France fell, because Brittany is essentially like, or Brittany is probably not the best place to base them, but Brest is a good good submarine base. It is within range of Allied bombers though. But the Germans really wanted to base like submarines off on the western coast here and up in Norway, because then they can range out and reach the Atlantic without sort of getting destroyed by British destroyers or by their airplanes here. White Ruthenia asks for increased self-governance. So White Ruthenia becomes a puppet of German Empire. They're already a puppet. Gains grant. Oh, it's just like it reinforces the status quo in terms of that mechanic, but then it gives them granted liberties. Let's give them liberties. Okay, and the icon changed, so they're an autonomous puppet. Never mind. I think that long term, the German Empire would want these kingdoms to sort of be elevated, and basically Germany would be the head of an alliance of equals, where Germany was just more equal. Excuse me, what the fuck?
Alright.
The new borders really fucked this up.
Achtung! Zuhören.
I don't know if we want to keep von Witzleben here, because we don't need that many troops here. We might want to reassign and put a someone who's like aggressive would be good, but we want to get someone who's like oh, +6. That's awesome. We want to get someone who is, you know, an infantry officer, of course, and also possibly mountain or hill expert. Maybe just get Hermann Hoth. Do they have fortresses here? They do have forts here, but they're gonna fall. Like, we've expanded past the fort line, so that's not our principal concern. Maybe we'll just train up Franz von Bayern. Yeah, Franz von Bayern, we'll train him up.
Achtung!
Split up 4 of these. Then we have the Third Army.
Zuhören!
Belgian Declaration of Independence. Sick of German occupation and the disaster of Black Monday, Belgian independence movements throughout the country have been revolting and... Oh my god. Good luck, Belgium. What?
Angetreten!
I mean...
Zuhören!
Surely.
Angetreten!
Like... You know, I said those things, obviously, about an alliance of equals, but they're not in the alliance anymore. Supply lines to Singapore. We want to keep Singapore in our sphere. Oh my god, this is not going well. Yeah, we want to keep Singapore in our sphere, so we're gonna keep like helping them out and stuff. Keep building this stuff up. We wanna have that. Okay. While we were busy solving our own problems, Adalbert, King of Flanders-Wallonia, has been deposed and sent packing by his people. Even though this is an outrageous event, we have to handle the situation carefully, as war will hinder our recovery and may provoke syndicalist aggression. I mean, no. Delegates of the new Belgian state, however, have come up with a proposal of their own. They request we sign a treaty guaranteeing their newfound sovereignty and rebalancing our current one-sided economic system. In exchange, they would rejoin the Reichspakt, expand their army, and be our first line of defense against a syndicalist threat. I mean, right now, that is France. I don't know, maybe... I think Germany, in this case, isn't interested in provoking everyone. So there are two ways this could go. You could have a repressive Germany that decides to clamp down on this to make a point to, like, clearly show the other puppet states and whatnot that that this will not stand. Sort of make an example out of Belgium. But I don't... Like, that is the German Empire of the First World War, but I don't think that's the German Empire of 1936. Maybe Wilhelm wants it, but I don't know if everyone else wants it. I'm going to accept their demands. We are a... Like, we're getting more pragmatic. We aren't like... We aren't here to, you know, become the overlord of the world or whatever. We just want to be, you know... We want to be the strongest and the mightiest on the continent. In such a way that nobody can threaten us. And other than that, you know... People can do what they please. We need artillery tech, and we need... We can't do that yet, because of all the malices. We'll... Let's get the snorkel. Okay, now this is framed slightly differently. Now it's framed as them only remaining in the military alliance, but they will not, like... I know, and it also says it could spark resistance in the east. You know what? Video game, you have convinced me. You make a compelling argument. We have no problem overextending ourselves in these times of crisis because, I mean, look at their army. Germany will not bow to these rebels. Sorry, the reactionary forces, or the reactionary undercurrents of the German government, meaning, in this case, the player, sadly, won out. So we are going to stamp, or like, we're going to clamp down on this, this Belgian rebellion. Just activate the attack plan. Take any sort of openings you can see. Excuse. Oh, yeah, of course. We've reached the river, which is when we call in France. I'm not used to the AI knowing how to perform naval invasions.
Ihre Befehle.
Right, Let's see, Belgium, take all states, and then we'll sort that out afterwards. We're gonna get an event for it. Buy rubber from German East Asia. Oh, hold on a minute. We don't need chromium anymore. Air wings with no mission. Let's see here. Bulgaria has embargoed us. Okay then. I mean, who are they seeking like closer ties to? Because they can't stand on their own, really. Argentinian trade delegation, yes. Wait, yeah, the Argentinians were the yeah, the big oof. What's a few extra marks between friends? Buenos Aires may decide to shift their interest elsewhere, but if they agree, the bonus will be substantial. No, we're gonna get the Argentinian trade agreement. We're not gonna risk anything there. Just integrate every nation into the German economic system here. Costa Rica requests German garrison. Rising instability in the USA and the nearby regimes in Central America have forced the small nation to come to us for aid, reminding us of the strong ties between our two nations and the significant German population living in their territory. Excuse me, I needed a drink there. They ask that we station a small regiment in San Jose to deter foreign threats. Where's Costa Rica? That's on San Jose, Costa Rica there. Yeah, I'll send a detachment. The United States isn't going to declare war on Costa Rica first thing anyway, so it's not going to create an issue yet. It may in the future if the United States suddenly become very, like, you know, very manifest destiny. We have a lot of fuel, so we need to send our ships out again. Oops, not strike force, convoy raiding. The West Africa squadron is doing nothing. Suppose we could base them out here and set them up as a strike force over here. We don't need this anymore. Well, actually, let's. I mean, we can still keep it, but we don't necessarily need it.
Angetreten. Bereit zum Ausrücken.
This is still not done. Oh well. Yeah, so we would have gotten a lot of industry from this, but again, it doesn't seem like it's in the character of Germany at this time. It's strange that we haven't gotten any event about dealing with Belgium. But oh well.
Ihre Befehle? Angetreten. Ausrücken. Bereit. Bereit zum Ausrücken. Bereit. Ausrücken. Zeigt es ihnen.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see what happened there. How is this war going 2% in favor of defenders? Well, let's see. Supply lines to Singapore. Expand the Singapore harbor. Yeah, because that gets us further towards war with the United States, which we don't really need that stuff right now. We need I mean, we need the Navy. That is what we need right now.
Auf geht's!
I'm hitting control, right click on this to sort of send troops to aid in the battle. So that means that these troops are going to move in while the rest aren't. They're just going to sort of fight with them and then stay in the tile they're standing in. We're coming up on 45 minutes here, so I'm going to call the episode here. All in all, a very productive episode. We've almost completely stamped out the Italians, which means we only have the Union of Britain left. Bar be any changes to the current situation in Russia, which, by the way, it is looking very bad for the Republic, which means there's gonna have to be another German intervention in Russia at some point. And bar be any sort of political instability in the United States, because, you know, that would be unheard of. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.